Hi, thanks for joining me. In this case study, we'll be speaking about a spousal sponsorship takeover. So sometimes clients come to me and say, I've submitted my application, but I feel that something's wrong with it. I feel that I'm not getting communication either from my other representative, or I'm not getting communication from Citizenship Immigration Canada. So my gut thinks something's wrong or something's not right. And the first thing I do is ask some pertinent questions as when did you submit it? What documents did you submit? Why do you think this? And sometimes I tell the client honestly, no, you're within the processing time. I think you're okay. Be a little bit more patient and save your money. But in this particular case, I too got my gut was telling me that something was not right. And of course, the client didn't know what was wrong. In order for me to figure it out, I need to review everything from the beginning. I need to review the forms that the client submitted, the storyline that they submitted with the application, previous applications that they may have submitted, not just to Canada, but other countries. It's important that I understand the entire situation, just like I would from the beginning. And so after a thorough assessment of the file, I called the client and I said, I think I know what's wrong with it. You didn't do something called a rukhsati. A rukhsati is for clients from certain nationalities, Pakistan in this particular case, is where the woman, with the rukhsati, a woman is supposed to be given to the man. It's a ritual that gets done. And it's a celebration. It's basically the father saying goodbye to his daughter and giving the next person, the next man, her hand. And this particular celebration is very important to especially Pakistanis. And it was not done. And so I asked him, why was this not done, especially because this is something that most Pakistanis do? And he had a valid answer. He's like, well, I'm in Canada and she's there. How is this supposed to happen? And many of my clients are in the situation where the spouse is obviously in Canada, and this is a celebration that used to happen in the olden days, when everyone was living in the same country and the father would give the hand of the female to the next man in line. And so he's like, how can that happen if I'm here and she's there and her visa is not approved? I intend to do this celebration, obviously when the application is approved. And unfortunately, immigration is still a little bit old-schooled. And so if that celebration that's so important in your culture does not get celebrated, it might raise some red flags on genuineness. It might raise questions about, okay, is this marriage really genuine? Because if it's genuine, you should have done it. And so how you really address this is by being honest. All he had to do really was inform the officer that I'm familiar with the rukhsati. I intend to do this and this is my plan and these are the individuals that are going to be celebrating with me. But until her visa is not approved, she's going to be residing with her own father. So doing the rukhsati at this stage does not make any sense. And really, it's a simple explanation, but it was one of the main reasons his application was being prolonged. And so he was very shocked. He's like, I don't think that's the case. So I said, well, let's see. Because again, there was no notification from the officer as to what the delay was. So I said, let's try it my way. We obtained the file, we took possession of the file, we took representation, we submit a thorough story from the beginning, about how they met, where they met, about the rukhsati, what he intends to do, etc. And within about 4 to 5 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, the application came approved. So sometimes you don't know what's wrong with your application. So go back to the basics, go back from the beginning, review everything, because it's very likely that the delay is on lack of information. And if that lack of information is not given to the officer, it's likely that the officer will give you a procedural fairness letter, which means I'm actually worried about this particular matter and I'm leaning towards a no, but I'm giving you a chance to explain yourself. And so before getting that letter, we were able to gladly and help the client to say, this I believe is the issue and this we need to address now. So thankfully within I think 8 weeks time, His spouse was in Canada. So if you're in the situation, please do give me a call. Let me assess, let me review what the holdup is, and hopefully we can help you as well. Thank you, and until next time.